back to another video. Today we are going to be ranking all of the Ghostbusters movies. Now if you have missed it, I have actually watched all 4 of the Ghostbusters movies. Number 1, number 2, Ghostbusters 3, 2016, yeah, and Ghostbusters Afterlife. I have watched all 4 of those, and I'm actually filming this on the day that like news is breaking that there's going to be another movie, a sequel to Afterlife, coming out in December 2023. So wow, we're going to get another one. I've obviously watched all the older ones, so exciting. This is why I do these series, to catch up on all older films that I've never seen, and now I can experience in the cinema going forward. That's what it's all about. So, Ghostbusters ranked video. Let's get into this. I'm obviously using my Letterboxd account. If you haven't followed me on Letterboxd, you can, at Movies with James. It's just, yeah, I'm uploading things there. Anyways, we are going to be starting with Ghostbusters 2016. That is the worst movie on the list. Now, I'm going to say stars in this video. I'm going to be moving to stars on the channel this month now. So we did scores out of 10, but we're moving them to stars just because I want to use Letterboxd. And yeah. So Ghostbusters, I've actually put at the bottom of my list from 2016, and I give that a 1 star. For me, it is the weakest film in the franchise. It's like the spin-off that didn't really work out. There is some good moments in the film, like visually, it is really good. Fun fact as well, it's actually the biggest budgeted Ghostbusters movie, even more than Afterlife, like double the budget that Afterlife had. But for me, I gave it a 1 star. Didn't find it to be that compelling. I found like all the female leads were quite good, but they were just too comedic for me. They were just being too funny, and they didn't need to have that, in my opinion. It just needed to just be a film. It didn't need Melissa McCarthy being Melissa McCarthy like she would in an American comedy movie like Tammy and stuff, you know? Didn't need that. So I gave that a 1 star, bottom of the list. So it's a little, you know, here's what it is. I mean, it's obvious. It's probably the same on everybody's list. Next then, in 3rd place, I've actually given 3 stars to Ghostbusters 2 from 1989. This is a sequel that I didn't think was needed particularly. It did follow the years after with like Sigourney Weaver, like 5 years after the first film. But it was Sigourney Weaver's like little child that like she had a marriage after, you know, didn't really work out with Bill Murray and whatnot. And it was all about the baby that was like getting possessed by this like painting, this guy coming out of a painting. It was absolutely bonkers. And it just didn't like sell it to me as much as like the other 2 have, the first 2. The whole story was a bit loose, a bit boring, and I was picking up my phone quite a lot and just like browsing Twitter and stuff like that. And it just didn't grab me as a film. I gave it quite like 3 stars, like, so it's like a bit average, like in the middle for me. But I basically thought that the music was good in the film. There was a good score as well. The use of practical effects, obviously, I think is much better than like CGI. So I really enjoyed that element, and also seeing the Ecto-1 a lot more, I felt, in the second one than the first one. So there were some bits I liked more in Ghostbusters 2. But it's just, you know, it's one of those. So yeah, I gave that a 3 star, and obviously 3rd in the list. Next then, and in number 2, now this could be controversial, probably is going to be controversial. I gave 4 stars to Ghostbusters 1984. The first one, the one that kicked it all off. I gave it 4 stars. I found it to be okay, and that's it. You know, it was fun. Rewatchability wise with these films, I'm finding it to be quite difficult, especially the older ones. But yeah, 4 star, I gave Ghostbusters 1984. I found it to be fun. I found it better than the first one, especially like the story wise, and obviously setting up the whole Ghostbusters and them being professors in like a university and stuff. I really liked that concept. I really did enjoy those elements in the film, and obviously then just finding the ghost in the fridge and stuff like that type of stuff was a bit funny, and it was what it was. But I'm sure with that film, like, I find watching it now as a new person in 2022, it's not a film that is easily sold to me as it would if you saw it for the first time back in 1984. So the people that are fans of these movies, I find, are probably ones that just love the films, and you know, and have loved it since day one rather than like liking it now. So yeah, 4 star, I gave him, like, you know, 2nd position. So in 1st place ranking the Ghostbusters movies, I've obviously put Afterlife in there. Now I kind of knew that I probably would, with it being like the newest movie on here. I also gave this a 4 star though. I didn't give it any more in the sense of Ghostbusters 1, but I did prefer this than the other ones. I really like the story of, like, you know, so many years later, and the movie being based on like the grandchildren of you know, one of the Ghostbusters themselves. Really love that concept. Paul Rudd as well surprised me. I thought his role would be more prominent than it was. It didn't really feel to be as prominent as it probably was marketed to be. But, you know, either way, I really enjoyed it. I did say in the review as well that I feel like Ghostbusters Afterlife and going forward, like having kids lead it, I thought was really, really fun. It was like an adventure for kids, you know. That was, I think, the best part about it, like having the kids be like the stars of the film. Obviously then finding like the Ecto 1 again, and getting to see that come back to life, and then the new effects and all that I thought were really good. And then of course all the original Ghostbusters coming back, you know, in their, like, you know, however old they are now, they're like 40 years after the original film or whatever. So it was really nice to see that happen and like happen. You know, I didn't even know. I wasn't even spoiled. It was a shock to me. I didn't know they were in the movie. And obviously Harold Ramis as well. You know, being in there as a ghost who didn't speak, and I just loved what they did with it. Really enjoyed it. It was pretty fun. So there it is, guys. There is my 4 movies of Ghostbusters ranked from worst to best. Really enjoyed the series as a whole. Rewatchability wise, I don't think it is there for me. I don't know when I'm going to watch these again. The series as a whole, I probably would give like a 6 or 7 out of 10. You know, it's okay. That's my opinion, and that's fine. I didn't love it, but I didn't like hate it. So, you know, it's one of those. But there it is, guys. There is today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like the video down below, and also let me know your thoughts and your ranking of the Ghostbusters movies down below. If you want to go back and watch all the reviews more in depth, obviously, please do. They're all on the channel. And of course, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, guys.